Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Nioh. Today we're doing the Defiled Castle in the city of Edo, located in the Musashi province, was once the center of the Hojo clan's Kanto domain. Ieyasu moved his base of operations there after the clan was annihilated in 1590. The small castle town quickly expanded its territory through filling in rivers and seaside, but Ieyasu's frugal nature was reflected in the poor upkeep of the castle. Today, Edo is much better known as Tokyo. We aren't able to enter Edo Castle from the front, so instead we have to go in from the sewers. In this mission, we're introduced to a new status ailment, which I'll just call stank. Break the bucket, get stanked on. Step in the shit water, get stanked on. We'll see what stank does after I take a little damage. Think this should be good. Then we'll take out the shit slime. Oh, I feel like I am Jim Leahy right now. So let's see what this status effect does. First, when you chug an elixir, William immediately doubles over vomiting, which leaves you stunned for a little while. It also, if you notice, cut my healing in half. Normally heal for a little bit over 1,000. There I healed for just over 500. So the stank is an illness. Makes you vomit, and it cuts your healing in half. It's a detriment. Stank is almost impossible to avoid in this level, so be really careful about the damage you take, and choose the times that you heal very carefully. Because this debuff absolutely stops you dead from healing in mid-combat. I believe the water barrels, the clean water, will douse the stank. Also, it's very important that you say it just like that. It's not stank, it's stank. William gets that stank on him. So, there's a game that I'm trying to recall that had a similar status ailment, except you would just stop and vomit at random intervals instead of at one predictable time, being, you know, when you drink. I think it may be Dead Rising 2 that I'm thinking of. I think you would get it for eating a lot of rotten food. I might just be confabulating that part? I don't know. I don't know if it was Dead Rising 2, actually. Oh, help. Help me. Help me think of the stank game. The game with the stank. This is gonna drive me nuts. There's a status like that in WoW, actually. I think. Either way, this is a much better version of that style of debuff. Because it's not random. If you aren't popping an elixir, the debuff essentially does nothing. It's just how often are you gonna be able to keep yourself out of danger when you got the stank on you. William got that stank all over him. He's rolling around in that filth. Got that stank. He's wriggling around with the shit slimes to get that stank. I think now's as good a time as any to come down here. And this is a sewer level that I actually like. It's not the whole stage, this sewer, but it's about, like a third of it, I would say, takes place in the sewers down here, which I'm absolutely okay with. I actually kind of like the art style and just the general level of filth conveyed down here, which they do partially through game mechanics. I'm always a fan of storytelling through mechanics. That and Jesus Christ, look at the water. It's like a cross between the Valley of Defilement almost. No, it's 5-3 in Demon Souls. That specific part of the Valley of Defilement, the Valley of the Aborted Fetuses, the Blood River, where you find Maiden Astraea. Yeah, that's what this is. That, part of the architecture down here, along with the color palette, like the orange and red, reminds me a lot of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. feel pretty good about this sewer level. So that shortcut leads us back to the shrine. This is the upper floor path from the right that we didn't take. Instead, we went down into the stank. Got stanked upon when we fought the ooze to demonstrate what the status effect does. So we've now made a complete circuit around this floor. Perfect. Did a great job. There are... I think one of them is an archer, the other one is a gunman. And then we have a roaming katana yōkai, and something else waiting in the yōkai realm at the other end of the room. So we've got a lot going on here. I think what makes this for me is that it's not a bland level. Like, they don't get complacent here. They keep trying new things, showing new tile sets, and ones that actually stand out. Not just like bland, stupid gray sewers. I'll always go back to Dead Island as having like the most iconically bad sewer levels. And this is not a Dead Island sewer level. Holy shit! These things happen. These things happen. Whiffing is dire in Nioh. Most enemies can whiff punish you severely. And since we opened that shortcut, we can just speed right back here. We do have to deal with the Fletcher and the gunman and the wandering yokai again, but they're really no problem. Got the skeleton warrior hunter. Yeah, that'll do. Fear not the stank, my friend, and let the feast begin. Oh, I do not know what you would be feasting. Well, I know exactly what you would be feasting upon. It's just that none of it's good. None of it's even remotely good. Whoop. That's the move that almost got me punished pretty bad last time. Should be okay till he gets his stamina back. Now I have to be a little bit more careful. They're doing that so much more often than they used to. I wonder if their AI actually changes as you get deeper into the game. So they start prioritizing certain moves more. Because I know that they absolutely can do that early on in the game. It could just also be total coincidence I'm seeing that this often now. Start bringing it out more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You're being buffed by a crystal. The crystals in here are a little bit more spaced out from the enemies that they're buffing. That continues to be a trend. When this mechanic was first introduced a couple of missions back, hey, little, not Tanuki. They just have the same genitals as a Tanuki. Oh, man. Yay. We haven't failed one of those gestures yet. And that was not a stank pot. It was not a stank pot. It was a clean water pot. The crystal that was buffing him, I think, is around the corner, somewhere around here. Nope, not this one. I think it's a little bit further ahead. Up here. There we go. So they're a little bit further away from the enemies that they're buffing, forcing you to confront more of them. Whereas the very first time, this... I think I'm going to drag him over out of line of sight of the archer and just take him out first. When the mechanic was first introduced to us, anything that was being buffed by one of those crystals was pretty much hanging out right by it. But as we've gone further and further out from when that was first introduced, they've spaced the crystals out more. So that you really have to kind of find a way to deal with enemies who are being buffed. Sometimes you could choose to just bypass them, run past them, and search out the crystals, seek and destroy that shit. But that's not always a viable option. And either way, you have to find some way to confront that, to tackle that problem. Even if it's not head-on, you have to face the issue down. Now, I think this is a pretty... Yeah, this is a dead end. And there's a shit slime up here. Shit birds, Randy. Oh, that new season of Trailer Park Boys is super good. They've been on fire the last few seasons. Like, the last 3 have all been pretty good. The one before this one that just came out, I think season 10? Season 11 is the recent one? Season 10 was not amazing, the one with Snoop Dogg. It was still pretty good. But yeah, season 11, that's the one that just dropped. It's been excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just think of Leahy in the trailer talking about how the liquor is talking to him, directing his gun, telling him where to shoot when they're locked in the fucking trailer. Oh man, this is a good episode. Oh man, nothing but stank in the liquor. Oh, and speaking of stank, we got another friend up here who's gonna enjoy the stank with us. So, did you notice that we've been picking dung balls up? Holy shit, I love this guy. He needs 30. I might come back to this much later. You don't have to do it all in the same run-through of the mission. You can do it over time. But he needs 30 to unlock his special reward. 30 balls of sewer dung. I love that NPC. He's such a weirdo. There needs to be a lot more of that. A lot more. I forgot you could actually come through here. Forgot this is an alternate path. Nioh is sorely lacking in memorable NPCs. Particularly ones that you interact with in their respective stages. Like, in a stage at all, actually. And their absence leaves a lot of stages feeling flatter than they should feel. And that dude being such a strange weirdo lends a lot of personality to the level. Like, his personality becomes the level's personality, you know? A little bit lucky running you out of stamina. The healing that they're receiving over time, I believe from the crystal buff, is absolutely minor. This one's healing for 37 per second. Just nothing compared to the damage that he took from all the shots. It's nothing compared to the damage we can do with the Kasarigama in just a second or two. I find it really strange that we have this swelling string section. This really dramatic music going on right now. It tends to, in this level, kick up and then just die down unceremoniously. And I find it really strange and dissonant. Tonally. If they're gonna do music, atmospheric music, which for this style of game I find counterintuitive, like, maybe it's just because I'm so used to and biased by the Souls games, not having standard stage music. But I think I prefer that atmospherically for this style of game. I think it often does a better job of building a sense of solitude and isolation to have no music at all. until you hit a boss. But this, if they're gonna do music at all, I wish it was kept kind of like it is right now. And not how it is swelling right now. Especially when it's this frequent, like, loop. It's a very obvious loop. I find kind of strange. It's always easy to roll through that. Ah, this is kind of a rough spot to fight him in, especially when he's hugging the wall like that. Ideally would like more space to run around him to get to his back, but that's okay. We dealt with him fine. And short of something that I'm forgetting, we've more or less cleared all this out. Almost forgot this chest was here. Summoner's Candle. And some gear that I don't really care about. Again, itemization is a bit of a problem. In that you just get inundated with such a huge volume of gear that leaves you really just like your eyes glaze over when you pick stuff up. You're picking stuff up so frequently and it's often of so little consequence. And the differences between pieces of gear are so granular that you just do not give a fuck. Or at least I don't. Items have very little personality for the most part. There are very few unique items. Not sure what the purpose of that shortcut is, but it's there. We have one now. Oh. I don't think it's particularly faster to run from the shrine, go up the ladder and around this way than it is to just go the route I went. But there you go. God, I think he would look so much cooler without that stupid mustache over the mask. Oh, it looks fucking dumb as shit. Okay. Honda is a gimmick boss who you can attempt to fight straight up. Like, you can see I can do damage to him. I can fight him. That's a viable option. But he's extremely fast, he's extremely powerful. And a lot of his attacks are unblockable. He is powered by these crystals, not just— Holy shit! That's the hardest. I've never seen something coming. Oh. Oh my god, I've never seen something coming harder than that. I've never not seen something coming harder than that. Oh wow, they stay broken. Oh man. Hold on. Oh shit. Holy shit. This is doing it again. Shit, I can't believe he did that much damage. Man, I would have liked it if he had gone up the stairs. So there's not just— oh. There's not just one crystal that corresponds— oh! Okay, that one didn't kill me. Good, good. Just break it. Just break it. Come on, before I get another rock. Not just one to break, but 3.
Hey! You're not the one who's at fault here.
武士とて同じこと。ここは貴殿だけが頼りじゃ。
I don't know if I've said it up until this point in the game, but I adore William's voice. I really want to find out who this voice actor is. I hope that this isn't just, like a really, really, illustrious, well-known actor who's in everything, like Nolan North just doing an accent. I will feel like an ass. I really like his voice a lot. His accent does it for me. Huh, so I didn't know that the crystals that you destroy on one attempt will stay destroyed between attempts. Weird. So he's like Bed of Chaos in that way. It's safe to come into the basement first. There's really not too much down here. And the music, like this really inappropriately dramatic music just keeps looping. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Nanja, こっちから来てしまったのか。うん、大変なやつだの。いや、まあよい。わしにクソ玉をくれたら良いものをやるぞい。
Oh man, speaking of voice actors who I love. So we get to the other side of the door now, and we can open this up if we want to for some reason. Like if we feel like we missed a Kodama or something important back in the sewer part of Edo Castle. I suppose that's why that's there. Now we have to go through the castle proper, and we're going to be clearing this out floor by floor. There are 3 or 4 floors, which are all arranged in mostly the same pattern. What differs between them is pretty much just enemy placements and where the buff crystals are. Which actually makes the castle part of the level less interesting than the sewers, I think. Oh, well, that's not that bad. Oh, there's something I almost forgot to mention. When you get the stank on you, you can transfer the stank to other people who you come in bodily contact with. You can actually transfer that debuff. It's like if you're on fire, just run up to someone else who you want to immolate. Just, I don't know why I didn't finish them off before. Yeah, just rub your burning body all over their burning body, all over their non-burning body, and then they will have a burning body. And then hopefully you live longer than them to enjoy the spoils of your hard-fought fire battle. In this case, it's a stank battle. If you rub your stank on them, you will win the stank siege. Besiege them with your stank. Yeah, that's where we're going with. So I think we're pretty clear down here on the first floor. There are a couple of chests in here, which... Hey, some bullshit. Oh, a moment talisman. That's not bad. Sacred brush. No dung balls for the weirdo. Alright, that's fine. That's totally okay. There would normally be an archer or gunman on the landing of the stairs leading up to the second floor. However, because we broke the crystal, the archer who would have been buffed by it was killed. Ah, shit. Need more axemen. Oh, God. How? The channel always comes back to axemen. I never, ever expect it to happen, and yet... I think I've walked into a trap. I have. Can't believe I've done this. Okay, that did nothing. That was ill-advised. Really tight hallway, but we're not clanging off the walls, so crowd control, medium stance. Pretty good. Pretty good as always. And then you did not even bother trying to help everyone else out. I think your decision was an interesting one, friend. Holy shit. Right, you are being buffed, so you do hurt. Sure, Yukin did nothing. Please, do not crush counter my whiff DP. I do not want to eat your critical art, sir. Fucking Archer just starts doing like Aegis Reflector combos and shit. Aegis Reflect Crush! Chariot Tackle! Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I would love that! Man, I would... I don't know if you know this, but I would really like that. The Archer just starts doing Chariot Tackles. God, I'm having such a good time with this mission. I feel like I'm enjoying Nioh more and more as time goes on, which is really odd. I don't even think that the mid and late game of Nioh is particularly better than the early game. Like, I think it's really well balanced. Like, you know how in Dark Souls 1, you go through and it crests at Anor Londo. When you reach Anor Londo, that's the high point of the game. Anor Londo is the best single zone in that game, and then it's a really sharp decline, actually. It goes downhill quite a bit. By the way, we've opened a shortcut back to the boss room. That's kind of a cool one. What was I saying? Anor Londo is like the peak. And then what follows Anor Londo is like actually a lot of pretty weak levels in a row. Like you have Lost Isolate, which is putrid. It sucks. You have the Catacombs and Tomb of Giants, which are alright individually. You have the Duke's Archives, which is pretty alright. But none of these are as strong as the stuff that precedes us, like Sense Fortress and Anor Londo. So as you get into the late game of Dark Souls 1, the game gets a little bit worse. Dark Souls 2 is kind of the opposite. The very first level, the Forest of Fallen Giants, is pretty good. Then it's a lot of weak levels here and there. Then you get to Drang Lake Castle and it peaks again. But generally, the best stuff in Dark Souls 2 comes at the very end of the game. Like, the later levels of Dark Souls 2 are probably the best ones in the game, barring the DLC. Nioh, by comparison, feels very even across the board. Like, there's no specific, like, super high or super low points, I think. There are levels that are, I would say, are individually, like, weaker and stronger than others, but, it's not like, okay, the early game sucks, and then the mid-game it gets a little better, and then the best stuff is all at the end of the game. Like, all of the levels, if you break the game up into chunks, it's all pretty well balanced. Like, it stays consistently good throughout. It's consistent. Ah, we got one more Kodama. Holy shit, all the missions Kodama spirits have been guided to the shrine. I wasn't expecting to see that message today when I sat down to record the Defiled Castle. I think that might be the first time that we've gotten all the Kodama by accident. I'm probably lying about that. Yay, that's all the missions Kodama. Nice. They must be easier to find in this level than previous ones, because I didn't set out to actually rescue all of them. Like I have in missions past. And they give you a ladder straight down to a brand new shrine right before the final boss of the stage. For good reason. This one might take people a couple of attempts. She's pretty cool though. Holy shit, we're starting right off like a Bayonetta enemy. Like I said, Okatsu is really, really cool. Not my favorite boss, but she at least gets some in-game build-up before you get to her. Not a lot of bosses have that. And it's to their detriment that they don't get that build-up. And she's got a nice moveset as well. She's got a very fancy moveset. And it's really, really easy. Oh, I'm trying to push for it. Nah. Didn't want to push too hard and get punished. It's usually pretty easy to run her out of stamina, as long as you keep pressuring her. Her fancy moveset comes with a detrimental side effect that she uses up a lot of stamina, and she's so active in the arena that normally she doesn't get a chance to recover very much. We almost canceled her buff. This will be a good chance to get a little bit of damage in before we have to go on the defense. You have to be pretty careful when she's powered up like this because she goes nuts. Her combos get extended. Literally off the wall. She goes off the fucking wall. We can run out her buff a little bit. We can run the clock out. Just holy hell, no we can't. I think going into living weapon was actually the wrong decision there. Woo, shit. Starting off the same way. Her stinger is actually really scary because you never know when she's gonna bring out the second dash. Sometimes she just does one, sometimes she does the second one. I think it might be range dependent. I think I'm going to play slightly more active against her. And then just block, 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 block when she goes into the buff state. Because it takes her the better part of a full combo, a full 3-hit, like off-the-wall combo, to actually break your guard from full stamina. And you can usually recover in time to start blocking the next combo. She's also got a really lovely theme. It's distinct from all the other bosses. It's just kind of elegant. I think, you know what, we can use some projectiles to put her in hit stun, and that will run the time off of her buff. On top of, she's almost at stamina. Oh shit. We actually did that. Good. And now she's not buffed anymore either, which means we can go a little bit heavier on the offense. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I think going into living weapon when I was in that kind of desperation oh shit mode at the end of the last fight was absolutely the wrong decision. I should have just turtled up. Gosh, she's cool. She's really cool. It's a shame she doesn't have any dialogue at the end of the fight. But that's gonna be it for the Defiled Castle. Fun mission. Really good one.
Wake up.
Why, hello there.
Where is Sersha?
This spirit is a remarkable servant. ちは助けよう。
わしには待つべきことな。そもそも女を菱に取る者の言うことなど信じられんわ。
こいつがどうなってもいいのか。
構わん。What？
そう言うと思ってたわ。私に価値なんてないの。
すでに目的は果たした。
知らせが、三つらに目が挙兵いたした。
Oh, Katsu didn't like that. I had that stank on me. We gotta get her rolling around in the stank. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.